Chris Chan for KaijuPop.com, and this is Wonderflick from level 5. As you can see by the fact that we're in the prologue mode here, and this is version 0.12. We're kind of in the public beta phase for Wonderflick. And Wonderflick, if you were sort of around for the Japanese PS4 announcements, Wonderflick was one of the games they were pushing really hard. This is level 5's vision for a connected, sort of online, but not really, RPG that will work, eventually it'll work across PC and iOS and Vita, I think, and PS4. And yeah, so it's been in beta since December on iOS. Has been really pushed very you they've had TV commercials for the beta of an RPG, partly because it's hey, it's free to play, so let's milk currency off of you. And yeah, it's had kind of a disastrous launch, despite the fact that they've been pushing it really hard in mainstream TV commercials during prime time all of last month, from middle of December when it sort of first appeared on the App Store until just the other day. It just didn't work. It was under maintenance apparently, and then I loaded this thing up yesterday, and finally I got past the maintenance screen, and instead it just started downloading the rest of the app. Basically, it's one of those things where you download a core app that's about 50 megs in size, and then it downloads the other 600 megs when you first open it, and that was happening, and it didn't work for me. And I tried it again, and it did work for me, but it downloads and installs, and that's like a 20-minute process. So if you've made it that far, if you made it this far into the game, then well done to you. Basically what this is kind of a dungeon crawler with a little bit of puzzly elements, but not really. It looks kind of nice and cel shaded here, and yeah, all in Japanese. It's as far as I know, it's not out in international app stores yet. This is very much a Japanesey thing, as lots of iOS games are at the outset, and it's not helpful. It doesn't do the helpful thing of giving you furigana readings near the over all the kanji here. So my kanji not being perfect, I'm not fantastic at reading absolutely everything, so don't expect me to translate all of these things. But basically there's some gimmick where you start up the game, you meet God, apparently you've been killed in a shipwreck, and you've now got to do stuff. I'm not sure why. And so I did something for the king fella here. I've just finished the first quest and raided the first dungeon, so I'm about to collect on that. And basically, so far there's been a lot of this. There's just a lot of text dialogue in between that you just pour at the screen and go, oh, come on. Yeah, so he's talking about the Zakring, which I've gotten there, so that's nice. He is happy for me, and yeah, so I've just rounded out that quest there. Hey, there's a stamp for me. Okay. And then there's lots of this stuff. His catchphrase is "Amai Sugiru." It's sweet. It's too sweet. So perhaps he was in the wolf pack. Too sweet. You occasionally get drunk. This game is kind of, so far it seems, oh well, wait a second, hang on. Wow, okay, yeah, so this is all about stamina. There's kind of a stamina thing, and yeah, if I drop down kind of dead, then I can only respawn the next day, unless I drop real currency. Yeah, so I started playing this earlier today, and I thought, oh god, is this all there is? Just it's pouring at the screen until I get my prize. There's occasional cutscenes that look like this. They're probably rendered from the big boy console version of the game. Wow, that sounds good. That's a dragon there. Yeah, You can see I've got my short blade. There's 4 different classes or 4 different job classes. Josie back there, that was exciting, that wasn't it? The dragon just is in, just talking to us. Good at it. Oh, Bafget is his name. Let's skip through this and get some action here. Hopefully this is loading a fight with that dragon. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to that dialogue. Here we go. Yeah, so I was thinking, oh god, this game's rubbish, but that was before I got into the actual combat bit, which is kind of Puzzles and Dragons Light, I guess. You have... Oh, no, I'm dead, you see, because this is a Japanese role-playing game. So you have to face a boss really early on and then die, and then you skill up from there. That's what's supposed to happen there. Wow. Let's skip through all this. Yeah, so that kind of didn't happen, but all kind of went too fast for me to talk about the combat there. But yeah, basically it's about, you have a selection of gems that you saw at the bottom of the screen. I've got to drag those up to the middle of the screen, and they have different effects. And then sometimes you have to do combos of different items, you know, in order to sort of do different things. And what you do and what you're equipped with, different gems you have, they kind of come into, well, to an extent, the items which you can craft here as well. But also loot. There's a big emphasis on loot. I've gotten this armor recently, so I can I equip that from here? No, I think here I just look at my items. Huh. I'd have to go into my character and show you that. There we go. Yeah, so there's a big emphasis on looting of stuff here, so I'm going to change there, and you know, getting new outfits and costumes and whatnot, new weapons, and there's sort of a gacha style drop system in place when you beat someone. Hopefully I'll be able to show that to you as well. And so I'm on, I think that means I'm on a quest. Or have I started yet? Matt Roney's. What's going on here? Professional. Let's see my quest log here. No. Usually the game will tell you, hey, you've got to do this to go to the next part of your quest here. So let's talk to him again. Talk to the king. Okay. So I can buy and sell items, but I'm not particularly bothered with that. Look over here, different items. Can buy some shit if I wanted to. Oh yeah, I suppose that's Matroni's, so I've got to go over here. Alright, so yeah, I need to form a party, it seems, so yeah, I can choose some different people for my party. So that's Lisa, she's an archer. Dekaus, Chorobi, or Yuka. Need to have some magic on my side. Oh, okay. So yeah, they're presumably at first it's like, hey, you don't have to spend any money on these things, you don't have to spend any gold. But you know, later on I'm gonna have to spend currency to get these people going. You know, there's a few kind of instances where it's getting me where it wants me to spend some cash, but it's so far it's not been too bad. It's just kind of like, well, hey, there's a limited amount of stuff you can do each day, which is typical. I need 2 people, sorry. And yeah, there's a little bit of, hey, do you want to sort of level up your stuff? Well, in that case, you know, if you want to go quicker and you don't want to grind, then you can drop more money on stuff. There's nothing too egregious or too surprising. It's just kind of standard. So where can I go? Let's go over here because it's game. So I'm going to go back into the dungeon that I went to before, and hopefully we'll see a little bit of I don't know, raiding of these dungeons, and a little bit of actual game as opposed to screens of text here. Yes, there's all sorts of different routes through these dungeons, so you can choose one, and some of them are kind of just exploration routes. Some of them are easy, some of them are hard, some of them have bosses. It's all kind of random. But what you're doing here is I can pan around here, but I can't move freely. It's more like, oh hey, there's the exit. Sometimes there'll be like a couple of different things here, and I can choose which path to go down. As you can see, the path forks eventually. But I'm just going to walk this way, and then he auto walks over to the next section. As I can probably imagine the bigger versions of this being pretty much the same when they eventually come out. It's just that you'll be able to run around more freely. So I've got a couple of enemies here, and now we can see what's actually going on. So I drag different items up. They have different effects. You can see this guy requires a combo to break his guard, so he needs 3 shields and 3 sword symbols there to match. Sometimes I can drag that in, that thing with with 3 hoops on, and it says, hey, create a combo. And then I can free drag on. The green gem lets me use items, which I can then use for any party. I've run out of time to do that, so that's not very effective. He gets a free hit, blah blah blah. She needs an item, so there you go. She needs a health potion there. And so yeah, I mean it's kind of dungeon crawly, but go. Thank you. Terrible. Oh no, I'm getting absolutely caned. Oh wow. Yeah, sometimes you get these kind of hay fever modes where it's like mash as quickly as you can to do stuff. To the game's credit, it feels. I'd rather this than turn-based combat because I abhor turn-based combat in all of its forms. You know, I mean, it's different if this is a strategy RPG, but, you know, it's not. You know, this kind of, hey, take turns and roll a dice, and there's no real strategic understanding of what's going on. I can't stand that kind of shit. So this is a little bit more involved in that, and that's cool. At the same time, it's not super exciting, but hey, that's this kind of game, I guess. This is a dungeon crawler. I think dungeon crawlers are really dull, for the most part. And, you know, sometimes you get this roulette thing, this roulette gimmick going on. So they have special effects and stuff. So there you go, 10 gold, 10% damage. Is what I got there. And then when they all cop it, usual, hooray, you did well. These interstitial bits look very nice. But I think, you know, I mean, they've got to hide this on other formats as well. And then afterwards you get a kind of gacha thing, where if I spend 15 gold, I have a guaranteed little prize, or I can roll the dice and gamble. I roll 2 dice. Oh, that's not very good, is it? And then I can either spend my virtual currency to get guaranteed better items, or I can take a chance and roll. So I'm going to take a chance here and roll that last dice. 2 2s and a 3. Probably not a great set. I'm not going to get anything particularly great. Well, I got a gem there. Yeah. Yeah, and there you go. I mean, you're crawling through different dungeons. There's a plot there that's alright. There's dragons in it, I suppose. That's exciting. There's different routes through these things, so there's plenty of content. I could see this doing quite well if it wasn't for the fact that it's already had such a shitty launch. So that's already deterred a lot of people from it. Presumably when this is out of beta and being promoted with just reason, then this could be interesting to carry the same, and that's the idea. I'm going to be carrying this, in theory, carrying this character forth into the PS4 version as well. So that's kind of a neat sort of approach to progression. And yeah, I mean, the bare bones is very bare bones. It's sort of simple free to play RPG, but it's not entirely bad, and there's some interesting things it's doing. So yeah, that's Wonderflick on iOS. Chris Charlton for KojiPop.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.